pubs, and you will have a totally different matchday experience. And we are also talking with clubs in Germany for Schalke 04, for example. And yeah, it's all about that people know about home fans so that they can sign up. It doesn't matter who you support or where you live. It's just to give a visitor something different.
Yeah, and Luke, it's just Joe here. What I like about this is it's a real good way to integrate football fans as well. You know, it's a good way to have football fans mix with each other in general, but from opposing sides. But I mean, are you sourcing people sort of through supporters clubs, or can anybody join up? Because my one thing is, right, and this might seem like a trivial thing, how well do you vet people? Because, you know, the last thing you want is to go and visit somebody and wake up the next morning in a fucking psychopath's house.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I get this question a lot. The idea behind home fans now is that we just, for example, if some of your listeners sign up tonight to become a home fan, only Celtic supporters will get the opportunity to have a chat with him. We have created a platform slash system for both for host fans and for guests to exchange messages on it. Personal details will not be shown on the messaging system, so it's all based on bookings or request based. So it's always the choice of the host fan and the guest themselves if they want to, if they can stay with each other. So the idea is to get to know the person before you book, you know. Yeah, because I can understand that most of the people think, it's a totally stranger that I take in my house. So that's the reason why we also have an exchange messaging system that people can exchange messages about who they are, what the house rules are, and etc.
Yeah, so you kind of form a relationship before anybody meets. I suppose it's kind of like it's an online relationship, kind of the similar thing we would have with people here. It's a great idea. It's a brilliant idea. I mean, Jason, do you have anything? I mean, Jason, put a start. Can we put someone in your house next week?
Yeah, absolutely.
Jason, I have to say, I did see Everton were on the site. So.
Yeah. So look, that's what this kind of thing would be of interest to me but because I like going to other games in Europe. So I've been to many. I go and follow Athletic Bilbao in La Liga. So I go to the Basque Country. And the first time I went there, it was just me and my wife. Just went over to Bilbao. We didn't know anyone in the city or anything. So we went to a game and then ended up talking to a few people. Then we went to see them in the cup final. Me and my friends and my brother and stuff in Valencia. And we got friends. So now I've got a lot of friends in the Basque Country, but it took a few years, and they come over to Celtic games now, and I go to Hull Athletic Club, and I've got a lot of friends in Liverpool where I go and watch Everton, and they come up and watch Celtic, you know. So, but I think it's a great idea for people. It is, you can get cheap flights to Europe nowadays, and it's just a great thing for football fans to have a new experience and go and watch another club. And as you say, it's the authentic experience, because I've been to games when you're kind of a bit of an outsider. You're on your own. So it's not the most enjoyable experience. But no, I think this is a really good thing, and I wish you all the best with it. So, interestingly, what's your team in Holland that you follow? Because this could be pivotal whether Celtic fans like you or not.
I live in Enschede. It's difficult to pronounce, but it's in the eastern part of FC Twente, of course. So that's my local team, and that's the only team in the Netherlands I follow. I'm more interested in the Scottish League, in the English Premier League, and and that's it. I just visit England and Scotland a lot. The atmosphere is so different compared to the Netherlands, for example. Germany also has a really good atmosphere, but England and Scotland is something different.
Yeah, well, I've got some good friends who are FC Roda supporters, and I met them at a Celtic game. They were over at a Celtic Rangers game, and they follow us. They follow Celtic, and they also go and watch Everton as well. So, but Celtic have a bit of a link up with Feyenoord. And one of their friends in the show, there's 140 Feyenoord fans coming over for the Aberdeen home game at Celtic Park. So there's a bit of a link up there between Feyenoord. So I was just happy you didn't say Ajax there, so you're okay.
No, Ajax is not a team I support.
Very good, very good.
It's exactly what you're saying. I mean, Celtic is so big around the world. You have so many different supporters clubs. For example, in the Netherlands, you have a supporters club from Celtic. I think when people see this opportunity, they will think, wait, I'm not just a day tripper, you know. You really get to know the people, and I think it's all about that. When you think about football, you think about the connection between the local fans and watching the game. That's football for me. I've visited a lot of games in England as well, and when you stay in a hotel and you go to the match and you just you walk around the stadium, you have a look, you go to the mega store, for example, and you watch the game, and then you go back to your hotel. But I think home fans can change that, you know. I think when you stay with a true local fan, you get to know the local fan, you get to know the local area. It will make a completely different experience for football fans.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I wish you all the best with it, and I think it's a great idea. So tell the listeners, how do they register? What's the website and stuff like that?
It's www.homefans.net, and you can register. You can sign up as a host fan or a guest. So it's up to the listeners what they want. They can also think, hey, I want to visit a club in Germany in the future. I will sign up as a guest. But they can also think, I would love to be a host. You know, I would love to earn some extra income. You can set your own price for your room that you want to rent out. So it's up to the listeners and to other people what they want.
It's kind of like a football version of Airbnb.
Exactly.
I mean, only you get to actually know the person you're going to stay with, and you kind of learn some shit. I mean,
yeah, exactly. For example, I can learn your accent because it's so difficult to understand, you know.
It's because I'm middle class.
I can understand you perfectly because we've all listened to Steve McLaren before, so we can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think of Steve McLaren? Is he a big hero in Enschede?
Yeah. He made SC Twente champions for the first time, so he's a hero here.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, and we always it's a big thing in the UK when he done an interview in English, but he put on this Dutch accent.
Yeah, exactly. I know what you mean. His accent has changed a lot since he lived in the Netherlands. You can always hear that he can also speak Dutch, you know.
Oh, can he speak Dutch? Very good, very good.
Yeah, so, he can speak Dutch for a bit.
So is it optional as well when you're booking your accommodation that you can say, I want a 6-foot blonde? So you
maybe we will include that as well.
Yes, I mean, maybe you can branch off into like, home fans mail order brides. Who knows?
It's what you just mentioned. It's something like Airbnb, but just for football. Airbnb is just worldwide for mostly for vacations, and this is just focused on football. So I hope after this conversation, a lot of local people in Glasgow or wherever will also sign up at Home Fans to build a community, you know. And I hope that I can visit Celtic Park in the next month to stay with a local fan, of course.
Look, you mentioned the website www.homefans.net, but you're on social media as well?
Yeah, I'm also on social media. You can follow us on Twitter. We call it Home Fans Support. And we also have a Facebook page called Home Fans. So you can also follow us on social media to receive the latest news and the new deals that are coming up in the next few weeks.
And how many, what sort of numbers have you got at the minute?
We are now talking with the supporters club that are going to reach out to their members. So we expect in the next months that it will increase heavily. So right now we have 20 people on board, and we just started last week. So people really need to know what Home Fans is, and that it will take some time because it's totally new. So people always seem to be a little afraid of what the idea is. So it just needs some time before we got a really huge community of football fans.
It's only a matter of time before Jason goes somewhere and uses it, and we'll do a podcast about it.
Yeah, Jason, here. Jason.
I've just followed you on Twitter and I've retweeted it, so there you go.
I just put that on.
You want to ask them?
I just wanted to ask Luke what it was that actually inspired you to come up with this.
I can explain that. I think all the football fans have the same feeling when I talk about what inspires me. It's just that when I first walked into a football ground, I think I was 14. I just fell in love with the team running out in their shirt, on a ground, on a green pitch. And that's an experience what drew me to football and made me think like, yeah, wow. And that is what really got me and kept me ever since. So I think all the football fans think the same. It's an addiction for life. And for me, it's just I love chatting with fellow fans on match days, and that's something I want to give foreign football fans who love the club as much as I do, also the experience to be more than just a spectator, and that's what inspired me, because it changed. I changed my matchday experience because I know some local people now, and I just want to give the foreign fans the chance as well.
Fantastic.
Well, I tell you what, Luke, hats off to you, Luke. It's a great idea, and fair play to you for kind of bringing it this far and seeing it through. And we're all for getting people together, because Celtic fans are always good at that, always kind of hosting a party and having a good time. So and they're always good with other away fans. There's always a good vibe, and I think your philosophy and your ethos is very much part of. It's kind of the way we think,
And it's as well that, like Jason mentioned, right, his experience and with Bilbao. I mean, Jason, you as you said, right, it's a completely different experience knowing that you're going to go meet friends and be involved in it.
Yeah. Well, when I go to watch Athletic Club now, my friends there supply the tickets. I go there. There's a few of us who go, we stay in a hotel, whatever, but the guys, my mates who live in Bilbao in the Basque Country, they come and meet you, they take you to tour of all the bars, they take you to all the local places. And there's even quite a few listeners of this show I've put in contact with you, Seba and Gorka and all the lads, and they've gave them the best experience, so it's far better. I mean, you still have a good time when you go yourself, but you need to go, and the football is just an extra part of your weekend away. But when you're there with the locals that live there, you can live and breathe it, and you can have the real experience, and it's far better than sort of travelling on your own and sort of playing a bit of gooseberry when you go to the games, and you don't really feel part of things. Although it's not your team, you still get an affinity for it when you're with the local fans.
It's going to save you a lot of time as well, because
Absolutely.
instead of searching and trying to find out where they need to go and asking people who's been
getting
before.
Tickets, if it's a big game, getting tickets and stuff. Yep.
Somebody just put up on Tony McAtee put up on the chat room here that Paul the Tim will test out every house to be used. Look, go ahead, just explain.
No, I'm just saying we've got a famous fan, Paul the Tim, and he follows Celtic everywhere, never misses a game. He's a great lad. But if Celtic's playing anywhere in the world, he's there. So he'll come and test some of the houses out. Right. But what I was going to say, look, is hopefully you can branch into the Argentinian market, because I'm looking to get to an Independiente Racing Club game in the Independiente game. So I'll join it, and hopefully you can get some Independiente fans, and I can hook up with them and they can give me the Buenos Aires experience.
Absolutely, and I hope some of your listeners of your great podcast will join as well. I think this is just what you mentioned. It's what football is all about. It's about meeting new people and other fans. So I hope most of your listeners join Home Fans, and that hopefully I can say next week that we also got a lot of local fans in Glasgow who want to do it.
Yep. Tell you, you're going
to. I'm definitely going to sign up as a guest, certainly.
See, that's the start of it. That's the start of the weirdos. He's the first weirdo, right? But he's
have you been to a Celtic game before?
No, and that is just what I want in the next couple of months, that I just can visit Celtic with a true local fan, because when I visit Glasgow, I just don't know the area. So it would be great if somebody just would take me with him to to show me everything around Celtic Park and the local pubs, because I think Celtic is a great football team. As I said, it's so big, and the atmosphere at Celtic Park is amazing.
Yeah. Give me a shout. I'll show you about, but you can't stay here. I've got a family house